Hey Libra. I was trying to connect with your energy before I shuffled these cards, and I was getting this really strange impression, uh, almost like a vision of somebody running through a dark tunnel, and the walls are like lined with books, like it's all like bookshelves, but it's this long, dark tunnel. And this person is trying to put their glasses on so that they can see, but it's not making a difference. Like whether the glasses are on or off, it's still dark. It's not helping them see. And the books that are on the walls have like the answer to their problems. Like they could use the information that's in the books to get themselves out of the situation, but they can't because they can't see what's in the books, with or without their glasses. Their old tools, their old methods for making sense of things isn't working anymore. And so there's this sense of wandering through the unknown, through murky waters, despite the fact that there's tools to help you navigate all around you. They're just not, you can't use them. They're not usable to you. And so I was kind of sitting with that for a moment, and I asked Spirit, like, how does Libra get out of this situation? And the only answer that I got was structure, order, and I got like a vision of Celtic knots, like specifically like a really like rectangular, Celtic knots. I don't know if that's relevant to somebody. Maybe maybe you know what it means, but that was it. I'm hoping that the cards can kind of tell us something a little more. Another interesting thing, I've been reading cards with the Rider-Waite deck the last couple of days for my readings, and today, for some reason, with your reading, I felt really compelled to pull out the Thoth deck, so the Aleister Crowley deck. And Crowley. I haven't really worked with these cards very much, despite the fact that I've had them for a very long time. So we'll see how clearly the message comes through. For the significator card, for you, we have the Prince of Cups in reverse. Yeah, I'm getting the word downtrodden. Like maybe being in this situation of like wandering in the dark, it's like a manifestation of how you feel on the inside. Like there's a lot of new emotions coming to the surface that you're not used to navigating. You're not used to having to process in order to move forward. You're feeling around all these old books. Maybe you've read them before, you know what's in them, and they've helped you so many times in the past, and they've helped you keep on the straight and narrow path that you understand, that you can control, that makes sense to you, but none of it is helping now, and you don't know what to do. You're just stewing in this space that I don't necessarily want to say that you've never navigated before, but that you don't really know how to navigate. You don't know how to get out of this. So covering you, we have the Princess of Discs. Which to me is very representative of like the opposite of that. Could be another person in your life, or it could be another aspect of yourself that's very grounded, in control, has a general understanding of how to navigate the world in a way that is productive and sustainable. There's still more to learn, but there's a little bit more of a sense of assuredness than I see with the Prince of Cups in reverse over here. Maybe that's what you're used to embodying, kind of calling back to you, having all these so-called books all around you, and them having helped you in the past with navigating and manipulating your world in the way that you need to get things done. And it almost feels like you've lost touch with that. So maybe it's being reflected back to you through another person. I'm not entirely sure. The role is kind of reversed, where typically you're the person that's maybe helping somebody get out of tricky waters, and now you're in the opposite. You're on the opposite end of that equation. You're the one that needs help getting out of these tricky emotions. Crossing you, we have 5 of Swords, which in this deck is defeat. So obviously this, I don't know why abyss is the word that's coming to mind. This abyss that you find yourself in, abyss of emotion, didn't just spring up out of nothing. Like, there was something that happened that really triggered the situation, really kind of pushed you over the edge. Kind of pulled you into the lake. Maybe you lost someone is like the clearest one that's calling out, but there's more to it than that. Some situation, some relationship, job, house offer, something didn't work out, and you had a lot of weight riding on this working out. And so now that it hasn't, it's like you don't know what to do anymore. You don't know why you're doing what you're doing. You don't know, you have lost sense of purpose. So at the root of the reading, we have the Queen of Swords. Could be that this is somebody in your life that's saying, hey, you need to get the hell up. Stop wallowing, move on, get on with your life, meet new people, try getting another job, go looking at more houses, whatever the situation is. There's somebody or some presence, it could be an inner dialogue that's kind of trying to help walk you through this, talk you out of this wallowing. I don't even think wallowing is necessarily the right word. It's different somehow. But you're kind of stagnating. You're kind of pulling yourself in 2 different directions, and twisting, and instead of moving anywhere, you're just kind of spinning like a top, like you're not moving anywhere. And this Queen of Swords is like that cutting, jabbing remark that tells you how it is, exactly as it is. It's the harsh truth. But are you going to do anything with that? Well, I guess we'll find out as we go through this reading. But behind you, we have the 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Discs in this deck in reverse. So it could be that something in this situation revolved around money. Maybe it didn't work out because of a lack of money. It wasn't enough. If we're going to go back to like the offer on the house analogy, it could be that you put an offer down that was what you felt a lot, or what you felt like was a good number, but somebody else put down even more, and obviously they took the house. And that could be a metaphor for something else. Somebody may have had oh, it's so weird. It's like a house falling down. Yeah, just like that sense of having worked so hard to build something up only to have it like catastrophically like fail. Like it just did not work. No matter how perfectly everything was going, it fell apart. And it was really unexpected. Like everything was going great, and then suddenly just like, nope. Like it was out of your control. Crowning you, we have the Six of Discs, the Six of Pentacles, which in this deck is called Success. I feel like there's so many different ways I can interpret this, but the one that's kind of beaming at me the loudest is that this feels like a failure. This feels like something that went wrong. It feels like a loss. It feels like you made a mistake, and you didn't. I feel like this, whatever happened, whatever didn't work out because it wasn't meant to not work out. Like there's something else. Like this is all setting the pieces on the board in such a way that it ensures your success, and it may not look the way that you had been imagining it for all this time. It may not be with the same person, same house, same job. But this is a necessary redirection to take you to where you actually want to go, like on a soul level. And you might not recognize where that is or what that is yet. But it's like all of this is leading to that, is leading to success, is leading to fulfillment. Before you, we have the Empress. This is your future. This is you feeling in touch with yourself, feeling nurtured and supported, and enjoying life, enjoying the fruits of your labors, appreciating the beauty and the synchronicity and the gifts. You know, this defeat is guiding you to this, to embodying your own Empress, to loving life again, to breathing deep and smelling all the flowers, reading all the books, lighting up this dark tunnel with the books all over the walls, and now you don't have to feel around anymore. You don't even need your glasses, you know. Your old ways of trying to control and interpret and manifest, it's just giving way to something new. Something that could not have been had you not gone through what you went through. Yeah, for the energy around you, you have the universe. It's like at this point, it's like your life is unfolding around you, for you. Whether you, I don't necessarily want to say whether you interact with it or not, but it's kind of like the pieces are moving into this direction, whether you want them to or not. Like whether you really actively engage with them or not. It's like it's happening to you, for you. You're just kind of being carried along, you're like in a boat, in a river, and the river is taking you to this place, to fertile land with a beautiful house on it and the promise of a loving family and beautiful flowers everywhere, you know, all these sort of cliched ideas that represent fulfillment on some level, prosperity and joy and abundance and love. And you wouldn't have any of that if you didn't have a situation that forced you to get a new boat. For the people around you, we have death. Yeah, so this to me kind of calls back this situation, whatever happened in the past, might have led to sort of transformation in the people that are around you. Like, some people left your life, maybe it's one particular person, somebody's role completely changed in your life. Like, maybe they were there every step of the way up until this point, and then they were just gone. Or your relationship completely changed in some way. There's this element of like radical change happening in the people around you. Maybe you're finding a new friend group or new co-workers. I don't know why I keep getting called back to like the new house analogy, like new neighbors. Like, maybe that's relevant. I don't know. But yeah, there is this radical shift, not only in the people around you, but in your life. And I think that's kind of all being summed up in this card right here. It's not just the people around you that are changing, it's you that's changing. And everything that's around you that's changing is just reflecting that back to you. You know, it's good that things are shifting. You don't want to be stagnant. You don't want to be stuck in still waters with algae growing everywhere, and fish can't live in there because the algae is growing so much and there's no oxygen in the water, and you don't want to be stuck in that murk. So trusting this unfolding process, even though it doesn't look like it's taking you the right direction, I feel like it is. You can't control every detail along the way. Everything can't be perfect all the time. But everything is perfect all the time. It's just your definition of what perfect is completely at ends with what is actually perfect. And it's this process of unfolding that's going to help you come to that understanding. So for your hopes and fears, we have the Princess of Cups in reverse. On some level, this could be like, oh, I don't want to fall in love again. That's one of the things that's kind of coming through. Could also be, I'm afraid that if I flow with this, I'm just gonna be launched off a waterfall. Like, if you follow this river, it's just you're gonna get hurt. Like, something terrible is gonna happen. It's just, you can't hold on to anything because you're just being pulled along. And every branch you try to grab along the way, it breaks. Nothing seems to be working. And so that feeling of fear as you're being carried along, that feeling of uncertainty, of being abandoned and rejected, it's just this season for letting go. I think if you reach the point where you let go, it won't feel so frantic anymore, and I don't think you'll be dealing with these feelings, these fears, these anxieties. If you just trust. Easier said than done, right? Like, I totally understand. It's just like that's the message with this card. spread your wings out and ride the current rather than trying to fly or swim in the opposite direction against the current. Like, just trust that this current is going to take you where you need to go. These opportunities or these people that are coming into your life, it's part of this. It's part of this story. For your final outcome card, we have the seventh trump, which is the Chariot card. I saw 7 before I saw Chariot. Yeah, it's like, Jesus, take the wheel. Like, you were so in control before. You were doing all the things right. You had all your ducks lined up. You had your T's crossed, your I's dotted. Like, everything was supposed to work, and it didn't. So now, letting go of this sense of needing to control things is what's going to guide you into this success, is what's going to, guide you through the synchronicities and the new people, the new situations that are going to open up a new chapter in your life. Sometimes that approach of needing to, like, being in control and controlling every little detail, it it destroys opportunity. It destroys love. It destroys your ability to interact fully with life and thus manifest your innermost desires. It has the opposite effect. It manifests your fears because you're fighting. You're approaching life with an like this frantic need to avoid all conflict, and however that manifests. So have a little faith, a little trust, sit back, maybe meditate, take a nap, read a book. You've done and you're doing what you can do. The rest is up to the universe. And I think that's all, because the cards have kind of gone quiet now that I've said that. So, yeah, I wish you the best, Libra. I know this is, it's been a rough time. And I really hate that phrase, it's for the greater good, but there's a little bit of truth in that for you right now. Hang on to this. If it'll focus. Yeah, there we go. There's your Empress. There's you. Venusian Libra in full beauty and glory. Full power. Hang in there.